I think that one of the biggest obstacles to healing is self love. It's having the capacity to look at everything that you've done, everything that you've been through, the decisions that you've made, everything, and just look at it and be like, love, right? Just put the energy of love there. Because normally what we're doing is just resistance, right? Like, yeah, we don't want to sit with it. We look at the past, and we look at all the decisions that we made and stuff, and it's not there's a reason that there's so much regret there. So sitting with that and actually just like, okay, yeah, that was me. I did that. That's okay. I love me. I'm happy that I'm here. And I validate those decisions. Imagine how challenging that is, right? Because you're going against everything that you've been taught, right? We don't live in a healthy, stable, or safe system. The things that we're being taught are not productive or beneficial. Um, and it's just interesting when I look at it myself, like, I've been kind of like reflecting on different things in my life, looking back at different relationships, the way that I approached relationships, communication, conversations, right? And a huge part of me literally just wants to be like, ugh, right? But another part of me is like, I love you, man. Just I'm 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 here. Like it's so interesting. It's really so interesting. And when you approach things from that standpoint, everything kind of like falls into place. And even things like worry, anxiety, fear, depression, they can actually melt away. It's so interesting because I look back and I look at now how much I have changed from 5 years ago, from 10 years ago. Completely different person, night and day, literally. And I think that you need to have those insights and recognize, like 10 years ago, wow, that was embarrassing, right? But then at the same time, look at that and have the same energy of, I love it. I'm going to give it love. What the inner child wants is to be seen. It wants to be loved. It wants to be heard. It wants to be felt. It wants to be understood. And the more resistance is brought there, it's not going to get any better. The worse it's going to get, in fact. So having the capacity to, even with everything that you're looking at and you're just like, ugh, right? Just having, just give it your heart. Just give it, just sit with it and be with it and understand it and everything. Um, just allow it to be there. Allow yourself to sit with whatever is there, right? But simultaneously giving that love. Just, like, okay. And then, someday you might wake up and you might laugh at it. Someday you might wake up and you might cry at it. You might scream at it. Just the capacity to give it love is where the healing happens. Um, and this is because there has been so much resistance to what was. Regret's a very real thing. When you sit in the energy of regret, and, you know, regret can go far. It can go into very dark places, right? But regret is just there to teach you something. Okay, I didn't like the decision that I made. Let's try this now. Let's try that now, right? It's there to teach you. You don't need to run away from regret. You don't need to be like no regrets. No, it's an energy. It's an energy there to teach you. So, um, just sitting with that, sitting with those thoughts and feelings, and giving it love. Just allowing like that's what the inner child wants. And if we want to heal, we have to sit with the inner child. What did the inner child not get? It didn't get this, that, and the other. Okay, well, one of those things, and probably one of the biggest things that it didn't get, is love. It didn't get healthy, stable, and safe love. So you're going to give it that. Despite the choices that it's made, despite how those choices were, you just sit there with it and you just give it that. And then, as you do that, you'll start to notice layers of conditioning peeling back and falling away. And these layers of conditioning, these belief systems that people have instilled in you growing up of, why did you do that? Shame on you. You are guilty, right? All of these very low energy vibe emotions. They're not beneficial. You don't have to be guilty. You don't have to be ashamed for what you did. It's okay. It's okay. You were in survival. That's okay. So just sitting with that and allowing that to be there transforms everything. Yeah.